let us learn the third Ettugade Swaram of Rupamu Juchi. First, let us look at the first korvai. Both these korvais are pretty difficult in its own way, but it is also very possible to do them at that fag end of the varnam, not to worry. But it is really important how you hold your core throughout this swaram, right? So, let us start the first korvai. It is a very interesting setting. You have the katti adavu in that, but it is not equal. So, you have 5 on one side, 4 on the other, 5 on one side, 4 on the other, right? And the setup is pretty interesting because it goes 5, 4, 5, 4, 5, 4, 5. So, how many did I say? I spoke of 4 5s which will form 20, and since these 4 5s have 20, you have 3 gaps and you are filling that with 4, 4 and 4. So, it is 5, 4, 5, 4, 5, 4, 5, which is 32, right? Pretty interesting. Now, when you are doing the katti adavu, I know we have been taught to keep the knee straight and the other leg parallel. So, which means you are not tightrope walking, but you are having enough base, you know, to carry your weight equally and distribute it equally. But when you are doing it at this speed, to keep the knee straight will require more energy. So, what you can do in this, a practical tip, is to open your knees slightly, which will help you do this movement little better, because if you are here, then you will have to really struggle against your hip to do that. So, if you keep it here, your possibility of finishing this is better, turning is better, and balance is better, right. So, if you just keep it one little bit open, this will solve many problems, right. So, remember, this is takka, takkita, you have time, takka dimmi, immediately you have to go to the takka takkita, takka dimmi. So, you are here, right, takka takkita, takka dimmi, takka takkita, tak. So, left leg is in front, slightly open like we said, and the right leg is parallel to this, it is not behind, but you can see the other leg, the right leg. Now, you have takka takkitta. So, from behind, keep the knees soft, do not get up fully, and takka, can you see this is still bent, takkitta. So, I am not crossing, I am not going out, but I am just doing a straight. And like how you thrust your this part, the wrist, for this tattaitaha, the same thing do it with your heel, takka, takkitta, and keep your knees soft, which means you are not doing takka and getting up, but you are holding it there, takka, takkitta. And the other way to keep your core nice and, you know, strong throughout the entire body is, although it is the upper body, keeping it behind and alongside your ears will really give you the tautness you require for this korvai. Takka, takkitta. After this you have takka dimmi. Now, when you have 3 kuttanams, it is hard to do one kuttanam. Now, you have 3 stacked, one after the other. Give the third kuttanam more emphasis. So, when you do takka dimmi, you are not doing ta, ka, di all in the same place, but you are going takka dimmi. That dimmi, give it a little more. And takka, takkitta. Same concept of giving force to the heel and keeping the toe flexed. If you do this, it is not going to give you the same thrust. This is a point and this is a flex. So, when you do the flex in front, and then flex in the side, you will have much more control. And the other thing you need to do is, when you flex to the side, help your leg movement by taking the torso slightly to the side, but making sure you are not out of control. But you are here, it is behind, takka, takkitta. If you are able to stop there for a second, then you know that you are not falling into that position, but you can hold that position. That needs a lot of strength from the core and your legs, right? So that is the first part, right? And we still have a second part. After this, the first line repeats again. This time it goes with the song. Da ni da ma ma da ma ga ga ma ga re re da re sa. The fives are kept the same way. The previous one we had 5 4 5 4 5 4 5. This time you have all the fives together, that is 4 fives, 5 5 5 5, and you have 4 4 4. The same kanakku, but the order is interchanged, right? And this goes. This is a very beautiful Kalakshetra usage, and it is not that other styles do not have it, but the particularity of the shoulder movement and that lean towards the hand is very typically Kalakshetra. So, enjoy this bit. So, it is in Shikaram, and this Natyarambham often you will see, because people get carried away with this goes either high or the elbow goes down. Try to keep it as straight as possible, and this is a Natyarambham as well. Just put it at your knee level. Takka, takkitta, takka, takkitta, takka, takkitta, takka, takkitta. Right? Usual takka, takkitta, but takka you are moving more, and takkitta you are not using an alidam for the tattimettu, but a full armandi or ayatam. After you finish these 4, again challenge is, once you finish this, you have teiya teiyi, teiya teiyi, tei tei te te. Just notice how many direction change this particular korve has. So, how do we manage it? After we finish this, usually the teiya tei will slide the first leg, lift the second. Here, hit the first leg. So, when you finish this, teiya teiyi, teiya teiyi. So, when you do teiya, you have little more control than teiya, right? After that, you are here facing your right side, and then you need to come for tei. Usually, if you try to somehow turn, there will be adjustment of the feet. So, instead of adjusting, remember that it is a double movement. You are here facing the right Samapadam. Now, lift up and turn the left foot to the side while you hit the right foot. Teiya, teiyi, tei, tei, te, te. You see that? Tei, tei, te, te. So, that is a way to manage so much direction change. So, the other thing you can also look into is the way you hold your teiya tei. Make sure it is not too wide, because this hand would not be seen. So, make sure it is a nice long line. So, the hand which is lifted above is also seen for the audience. Once we finish this part, the last line of the swara comes. It is a simple, fairly simple ending. Te hat te hi, te 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 te, te hat te hi, te 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 te, te 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 te, takka, te 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 te, takka, te 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 te. So, when you do te hat te hi, you lean, and te 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 is a shift. Te hat te hi, te 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 te, te hat te hi, te 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 te, Then te te dite te ta. In this te te dite te ta, te te dite te ta, te te dite te. What one needs to work on is the way you come to the ta. Don't make it just an in-between movement. Make it a proper movement. Te te dite te ta ta. You get it? So from here ta, which means I am turning my head, my torso, my hand comes in front, taking position, and that makes that transition very, very beautiful. So this is your first korvai. Now let's go to the second korvai. Second korvai has a lot of leaps, tatte tam, ditte tam, which is, and before you start the second korvai, it would be nice if you can plan for it and move to the side of the stage, so you can come back. Tatte tam, ditte tam, tatte tam, ditte tam. So when you are doing the tatte, try not to bend too much that this comes up, but pull the hand out and pull the left shoulder in, which will give you the length for the tatte tam. And soon after you finish the jump, then you have takka dimmi, the tatte tam same duration, but you have a circle here. So in this, what you need to remember is takka dimmi, the tightness of your glute, which you push out, is going to decide whether you can finish this adavu. So it's not about just the strength of the leg which is in the Garuda Mandalam, but it's really the glute which needs to push out that Garuda Mandalam leg behind, right? And you have 4 of them. And remember, this is going to come in the 40th minute. So you really have to work towards it. Then when you finish this tatte tam, ditte tam, you again have an ending. Te te ditte te, te te ditte te. Tat ding kin nattum, te ditte te, tat ding kin nattum, te ditte te, tat ding kin nattum, te ditte te. So when you do the tat ding kin nattum, te ditte te, the beauty of that lies in how equal your 5 beats sound. Tat ding kin nattum. So it need not be a jump. You don't need to skip a beat. You don't need to pause. It's just how continuous you can hear it. And it's not te te dit te. It's te te dit te. So the way you can achieve that is by lifting the third leg. Te te dit te. It's not te te dit te. So to make it equal will be very important to get this one. Practice.